This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles as they square off against second-year man Sam Darnold and the new-look New York Jets. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm Brandon Gaudin. As always, by my side is Charles Davis. So the final tune-up for the regular season, and probably not going to really see much starter action out here in this one, are we?
You're right. Not much in the way of starters, key veterans, key backups, but the guys who have to make the team, struggling for those few spots that are open, we'll see them the entire time. But you and I both know this as well. There will be a surprise cut or two from guys who didn't actually play in this game tonight thinking that they were safe.
Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Carson Wentz getting ready to roll here. His 4th year now in the NFL. Got that nice 4-year, $128 million extension back in June. And seems to be over the back and knee problems that have plagued him, knock on wood. They plans, Charles, to ditch the knee brace this year. He could be primed for a big season.
And I think that head coach Doug Peterson and staff will continue to work with him on how he runs the football, taking less chances, because a lot of the times, and Carson told me this a couple years ago, I sometimes forget and try and do it like a running back. Not a good idea for your franchise quarterback. Get down and stay healthy. But the big thing I've seen in camp and keep hearing about, the rapport he's developing with Deshaun Jackson, because he's back in Philadelphia, a home run hit threat at wide receiver, never established that rapport with Jameis Winston in Tampa. If he does it with Carson Wentz in Philadelphia, look out.
They run with Howard. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
One of the best young safeties in the NFL, Jamal Adams. Keep an eye out for him because no one is safe when he's on the field, including mascots. Just ask Pat the Patriot. Jamal Adams was also the 2019 Pro Bowl Defensive MVP.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Running with Howard. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So here are the Jets under new head coach Adam Gase. They'll be led out by their second-year quarterback, Sam Darnold, out of USC. At the start of last season, Darnold became the youngest quarterback in the Super Bowl era to start the first week of a season. But we definitely saw some inexperience, particularly at the start. He even threw a pick-6 on his first NFL throw, if you remember. But as the year developed, he developed, started to put up some respectable numbers. And with some marquee players now to complement his skills out wide, a lot of people are looking for a trend upwards for Sam Darnold this year. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Caught here by Bell. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
Darnold complete to Crowder, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Back to throw, Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Darnold. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. It's caught by Herndon. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 41 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Now it's the backup Simeon. Looking left sideline, incomplete. By the way, as we expected, most of the starting units out here in the second quarter. So get your 2 deep, your 3 deep, your 4 deep ready for this one.
If you have a particular favorite who wasn't a high draft pick or is an undrafted free agent trying to make the team, this is the time to watch him play and give it his best shot. Because most of the starters, you're exactly right, they'll be out of the game watching the rest of the way.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Hey, a sidebar worth noting is that preseason cuts have changed. So week 3 that we're in right now, the preseason, I think, what did you say, the roster's going to stay at 90 instead of going down to 75 this year?
That's exactly right, Brandon, because in the past, just what you said, this game here, at the end of week 3, or game 3, you would cut the roster down to 75 and play game 4 just like that. In this case now, though, they're going to be able to keep guys all the way through. So guys who would normally not have a chance to finish out the preseason, they'll get that chance now and get more opportunities to get on tape.
And this one is right through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. 90, Wolf.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And the throw on 2nd down by McCown falls incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now McCown throws incomplete there on 3rd down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets coming on the field here. You think about the running game. Of course, Le'Veon Bell going to be such a big part of what the Jets hope is a turnaround season. Bell, of course, didn't play last year. Caused a lot of fantasy players to get nothing out of their 1st-round pick. And he acknowledged as such on social media a few weeks back. Here's what he said, Charles. Quote, "This is long overdue, but I want to take a moment to apologize to all the fantasy owners who picked me last year. I'm sorry I couldn't pull through for y'all, but trust me, this year's about to be way different. I'm bringing home the trophies this year." Your thoughts?
Well, the quote, when you actually read it, he really put some emphasis in there. How many O's were in long, in terms of long overdue, right? He had the italics and apologize. Way, a second Y in there. So he was feeling it. That was from the heart. And when he says, "I'm bringing home the trophies this year," I think he means to all the fantasy owners that you'll win your leagues. But I think the Jets are saying, can we bring home an AFC East trophy or at least get to the playoffs? That's what we've got you here for.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
They run the counter. Powell. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Simeon into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, really the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good. I
agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skill players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. He was brought down by Darryl Roberts.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, 28 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Trevor Simeon ready to retake the field. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
They start this with a run for Powell. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. They'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throw left side, complete to Burnett. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Simeon. Over the middle, that's taken in by Bellamy. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Simeon going to rush his guys to the line. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 4 yards to pick up, 1st down. Simeon now to throw. He's got it complete to Thompson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Simeon. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. Let's hope it's not anything that'll keep him out of the opener. We'll be right back. On 4th down, the Jets turn things over to Locke Edwards to punt it.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
McCown throwing there, and it's incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August the 3rd. Champ Bailey, Pat Bolin, Gil Brandt, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Kevin Mawai, Ed Reed, and Johnny Robinson, all part of the class.
Fantastic class. When you talk about guys who played at a top level, obviously they're Hall of Famers. But what I found interesting about it is you've got a great pass catcher, the best pass-catching tight end in history, in Tony Gonzalez. How would he like to work against his secondary? Champ Bailey and Ty Law at corner, Ed Reed and Johnny Robinson at safety. Good luck trying to get open against those 4. What a matchup that would have been. But it was a terrific night for those gentlemen. Congratulations. And, of course, Ed Reed's bust will go down in history because they got the hair exactly right. And Ed had a ball up there in his Hall of Fame speech.
And remember, next year they're going to celebrate the centennial year of the NFL with a special class of 20. So get ready for those speeches.
I wonder if they'll do it like Johnny Robinson this year, who actually submitted a video instead of going up to the podium. And his speech was about 5 minutes long, which is probably about the right length.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. But it'll be 2nd down. McCown incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's McCown. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. One more half of football to get through before we say goodbye to the 2019 preseason. All 32 teams in action tonight. Then everyone will be required to cut down to 53 by 4 Eastern on Saturday. And we get it all started 1 week from tonight. The Packers and Bears from Soldier Field.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. That's caught left side by Bellamy. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first carry for Trenton Cannon, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Simeon. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Simeon in need of something big following that sack, facing 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Simeon. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but Let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, standing just outside his own goal line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the gun on 3rd, McCown. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th with McCown. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Here we go, here we go. 10-2 stop. 53, hey, tight. Get.
On 1st down, it's Simeon. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 25 yards that time.
Now that's an offensive line you and I can play behind. How about the amount of time they gave their guy to scan the field and find someone open? Had all night, and in a game like this, probably should just put a spotlight on them instead of the quarterback.
Simeon now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Back to throw, Simeon. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Rip right. Watch left. Tight end to the left.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And here His kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
On the ready.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
5.
And a play fake. McCown. Throw out right, hauled in by Arcega right side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Down.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
61. Matchbox lights. They go.
On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On the set.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a very similar result again. The Jets defense once more stopping him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now McCown. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Sanders. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before, and now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break it to football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over. Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold him to 3 to keep this a one-score game. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And the kick by Elliott is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Jets now down by 4, 2:18 on the clock. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Bandit. Bandit.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Back to throw.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The Jets on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Thompson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line. Now Simeon.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there, little buck.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Simeon going to rush his guys to the line. He's back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he finds his man Griffin. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Simeon will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. From the red zone now, Simeon gets it to his running back, Cannon. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.